Bitcoin just broke again above $80,000. And now the big question is this the next pump here into a local high, or is this a massive fake out just to trap liquidity? I will show you exactly what this move is and what I'm doing next. Don't miss out on that, and let's go. Hi guys, welcome back. I made it back and I decided to make a stream, especially since Bitcoin is pumping here a little bit to the upside. I thought it's way better to make a quick live stream and show you what I actually found. While I was traveling on the road, it was a little bit hard to figure it out, but I got it. I got it like 2 minutes after I got here to my desk. So, but first, we're gonna talk about the DXY. The DXY moved here to the upside, knocked here at the 99.29 point mark, but got for now rejected. So I expect this here by tomorrow to roll over and come here a little bit lower. That could put a little bit then buy pressure again on Bitcoin to go higher. But if this coincides with some Japan news or Trump says something funny again, then that downwards move could still also trigger a downwards move in Bitcoin, depending on what news are coming out tomorrow. So now, when we're looking at Bitcoin, on the weekly chart, where are we at here with that $80,000 move right now? We are still there, technically, where we were before. Nothing has majorly changed here just because we moved now a little bit higher. How much did we move higher from yesterday? 2%. 2%. It's not crazy, you know. So, but where are we here? So the move is knocking, or trying to knock, at the $82,000 resistance here, which is the massive neckline of this overall weekly W pattern. So do you really think that we're going to smash through this right now? Absolutely not. It's not going to happen. So therefore, unless we are going above $82,000 and close there a daily candle, I'm not doing anything, you know. So I'm just sitting here and enjoy this, you know. So and potentially will just add more to my short position. So here you see, so there's now a push coming, potentially to try to move here to the local top that we had here. Let's see if we can manage to go there or not. So, but also here we are just slightly above resistance with that daily candle. We have so much time still left where this can retrace that I would be really careful with this pump. And this is where I think a lot of people get this right now wrong. They see this pump and think, oh, that's it, you know, so now this is gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. I can tell you that already. You know, so I'm gonna show you here more proof why this is not likely to be happening here. So in terms of pullback, we did not really have a pullback yet. So we had a small briefer yesterday, and then we got continuation today. I have seen this multiple times before, and then eventually it still happens. And catches people off guard, you know, when they're seeing now here a pump like that, they feel, oh yeah, so here that small move yesterday to the downside, that's it, you know, we don't need more. Now it's continuation, and the pullback is happening later, and then what, a couple days, 2-3 days later, bam. So, and that's why I want to protect you from this. So of course, there 1%, 2% now more to the upside. You can try to scalp this if you want, you know. So for me, it's too dangerous. I'm not scalping this, you know, definitely not, because again, we are slightly above this resistance area. So the pump is potentially triggered a little bit here by the golden cross that we have put in here today. I was talking about this for a while, that this is coming up. So that could be one of the reasons that we are seeing this here right now. But this is on the 50 and the 100 moving average. That's not the really important golden cross that you want to see here. You want the 200 and the 50 crossing, and there we're still far away, you know. So this is happening in like 7 to 9 days, I think. So here now it's like 8 days. So technically 8 days if we keep that trajectory. So, and if we keep that trajectory, look where Bitcoin the 200 moving average will be sitting at, roughly at $70,500. So do I believe that Bitcoin will roll over and go all the way down here? No, but it will get close to it. Close. Every single time when we get a golden cross, and price is so far away from that cross, it comes back down and gets a little bit closer to it. You know, sometimes we even touch the 200 and it bounces straight back up from that, but it will at least turn around and get closer to the 200 every single time. So that means over the next, what is this, what did I say, 8 days, so 7.5 days, Bitcoin will definitely turn around and get closer to the 200 moving average. In the meantime, yes, Bitcoin can go higher, but also that I'm not really seeing here right now. And the reasons for that are written all over the chart. You know, so here on this daily chart, look where the price is at. Exactly at this resistance right now at $80,652. So would you long resistance? No, definitely not. You don't want to long resistance. You want to long support and you want a short resistance. So the only smart thing here to do would, if you are sitting already in a short like me, to add to your short here, you know, because we are hitting resistance. And again, this is only the second time since May that we are now retesting this resistance. So at the second attempt, I still don't expect this to be broken, you know, and I want to make this here clear again. I'm not like super bearish, you know, overall, you know, it's just short term. I want to remind you about this. Short term, we need to have that pullback first before I see Bitcoin going here much higher past $84,000. So can in the meantime Bitcoin wick here into this area once more, potentially even today? Yes, it can happen, but I still think we're gonna see the daily close below that level. Then here on the 4-hourly chart, so here the stochastic in the following 4-hourly candle that's coming up now, that is where Bitcoin most likely is gonna run out of steam to push here higher. On the daily, on the 1-hourly chart, it will happen way sooner. So here you see also like, we can put in like here double top at $81,250, but I think it stops there, you know, for also the 1-hourly chart. And then when we go to the 12-hourly chart, the RSI is now showing a super clear bearish divergence, and also the daily chart, even though the stochastic is printing here a buy signal. And sometimes, I have mentioned this also before, sometimes one indicator can misfire because everything else is still in alignment, you know. So and here the MACD is technically still set up to be bearish. The RSI is still printing with the price action a bearish divergence on 12-hourly and now also on the daily chart. So when you look here at this, if I pull this here a little bit down, and here the stochastic doesn't look really super bullish, you know, and also the MACD doesn't look super bullish here. So I think this is here the last push that's like left, you know, from the bulls here to the upside. And the bears let them, you know, to trap liquidity, and then they roll it over. So and we just need to be a little bit more patient, you know, just a little bit more patient. Okay, so this idiot here again. Buy. So this guy will be gone. Don't need to see him anymore. So you can see already Bitcoin is trying to slowly get here below $80,450. There was prior also some resistance here from May, and now fighting basically to stay above this. But it will, in my opinion, go below this here once more. On the, let's see, a 15 minute, even on the 15 minute, it's like a bearish divergence. Look here. There, from here, that small break above 80,000 earlier to now. So here is a bearish divergence with the stochastic printing a sell signal. Here too on the 30 minute. So and then if I do this here and go a little bit out, then on the 1-hourly one, on the 4-hourly, so it's like everywhere, you know. So it starts to pop up now everywhere with these bearish divergences, and that is a sign that we are really close to turn around here, really close. So then here with our Elliott wave count, so what happened here? The fifth wave, of course, has played out. So and what I did not see until I actually got back here was that I think the A of that corrective wave, of that ABC wave, has already played out. So this here is A. Now B, depending on how high we go, and then getting then here a small, a couple of red candles will tell us if the B is in. If the B is in, then we go then into C, and that should start that whole move to the downside. So and then we need to see how low that will actually go here. Let me see what's going on. Okay, so these cats all the time. So here on the 12-hourly chart, also with the EMA ribbon, look, we did not touch this. We did not come back to retest this since the breakout. So and this is also something that happens every single time without exception. There's no exception from this, where price just keeps going up, and moves away from the EMA ribbon. Not once. You can go back here as far as you want. Look here. Broke here above the EMA ribbon, moved away, slammed back down here. So then also here, look there, break. Come on. Break above the EMA ribbon, up, moved away from it, then slowly came back down into the ribbon. Every single time, when price moves above and far away from the ribbon, it will always come back. The ribbon acts like an anchor, for price action. So, and therefore it will turn around and come and test the EMA ribbon as support on the way down. Best case scenario, it will stop here on the top side. Bullish scenario, it goes all the way down here like to 73,600 and starts then from there the continuation. So on the 4-hourly chart, we are sitting on top of it. So, but then you need to think about all these bearish divergences that we are like at massive key resistance currently and knocking at this. So, and that just makes me so cautious. Maybe it's also like a little bit PTSD from previous bull runs, where I've seen stuff like that, where we see soon just one big candle going down like that, I would be not surprised, to be honest, to see something like this eventually. So then on the 1-hourly chart, so here 1-hourly chart looks, the EMA ribbon looks shaky. That looks not really nice to me here since that part here. Looks shaky. Let's see, 15-minute, also a little bit shaky. And look also here on the daily, how far away we are from the EMA ribbon. So here with today's daily close, we will get closer to 72,500. I think by Friday it will be around $73,000, which makes it again so much sense that when price turns around that we actually go to $73,000 all the way down there to test the EMA ribbon, even if it would just wick. Let's say the daily candle closes above 74,300, but the wick goes all the way down just to test it or close to it, and then comes back up. On then the 1-hourly chart, so this head and shoulders pattern is invalidated clearly with that move here to the upside. There's no head and shoulders pattern anymore, so there is still ways that you can draw that, so there is, I have seen people drawing head and shoulders patterns like this before. I have to come up here a little bit and there a little bit more down. Sometimes they still play out like that, but I'm not like a massive fan of this, to angle this here like this, just to basically make it fit the narrative, that I'm seeing here. So technically you can do that. Maybe it's going to work out. I'm just going to leave it here. You do with it what you want, So for me, it's just like for fun, for fun to see if it will actually happen now in that way, So I'm not counting on it, because for me it's invalidated, but let's see. Let's see. I just leave it until tomorrow, because we should then have like a clear picture if it actually went then in that fashion or not. Then here with the VPVR, so here I looked on the daily chart earlier, because we need more price action, and on the 1-hourly is not enough where we are at here in terms of historical traded volume and where the next major resistance levels are based on the VPVR. And as you can see here the last two longest bars that we are seeing are sitting here all the way up to 81,600 approximately right now. So, and with what is that again lining up? With that massive neckline of that W pattern. And that is again one more reason why I'm saying I'm not seeing us breaking through this, even if Bitcoin pushes all the way up there. You know, so maybe a wick above this, and then it comes back down. And this could be the level that will be like the trigger level where this correction is coming from. You know, because remember, when we are touching key levels, you get a volatile reaction most of the time out of them. You know, so and that could trigger a really big reaction when we are touching this level. So on the 12-hourly chart there, I was also looking at that earlier, but no, I think it was the 4-hourly chart. Come on, load. And guys, great that we have again 76 people here. Smash up the like button to get here 100 people in. That would be great. And also yesterday the video and the live stream, thank you so much for that. We did pull good numbers on that. So I hope that we can keep going like this for the next couple of months and actually growing these numbers. So, but this is like a YouTube thing, you know, so the more YouTube sees now that my channel is putting in numbers again, the more people will actually come and see everything, which is great. So here you see basically the same thing, you know, so here $81,200 is here now the longest bar and acting as resistance based on the 4-hourly chart. And that's why we stopped there last time. You know, that's why the price stopped there exactly at that point. So, and I see this here more or less happening again, you know. So then when we're going to a 30-minute chart, remember what I said yesterday. I said, unless we're breaking the Monday high and getting above the Monday mid, I'm not expecting Bitcoin to continue to go here to the upside. So now we have broken above this. Technically, it opens up the possibility for Bitcoin to go past not only the Monday high, but to break the local high here. So it opens the possibility for this. So, but as you can see, we are still getting rejected here from the resistance levels that are now sitting on the way to that local high that we have put in. So things will change in the, now in that structure again, short term, not only by losing the Monday high, but losing the daily open. So if Bitcoin loses here today, the daily open goes below $79,000 before the daily close, then you know that more downside is coming. On the stop loss levels, so here all the way at the local high is a massive stop loss at $81,438. So this is acting a little bit as a magnet right now for price action because we are pretty close to it. But you see here on the way down, there's also more and more building up here. So here at $75,000, basically 400, and that's still there. But now we have another one here at $77,400 and then at $76,400. The longer price action will here move around in these ranges, the more levels will pop up here again. So when we're looking then at the liquidation heat map, so here a lot of shorts actually have closed because remember yesterday this was here bright yellow, that area. You know, there was bright yellow. So now here at $81,250, that's where now the yellow area basically begins again. And below that there's a little bit, but nothing crazy, you know, nothing crazy. So, and when we're tapping here now into that yellow highly concentrated liquidity pocket, that's where we should see definitely a rejection before we move higher. So let's see the liquidation levels. The liquidation levels are agreeing with that. So there is now one level, this one we can still include. So you see what price action is aiming for is basically the high leverage positions that are here. 50x here, 50x over there, and then here below us 100, 100. These are new levels that came in. So let Bitcoin go up here, you know. So I don't care. Let it go up here to like 81,400, and then come back down and liquidate then all the over leveraged liquidity that's still sitting below us. And here, even on the 30 minutes chart, you know, so price came back here now to test the EMA ribbon, but immediately went super far away again, you know, so then eventually it will come back down here once more. So I wanted then to look also at something else. Oh, and then I wanted to show you this. So I wanted to do this over here on, where is it now? Where's the VPVR? Where did it go? Ah, here. There it is. So, but this is not, let's do it here. This looks nicer. So, and then we go to 1 hourly chart. Yeah, why not? So here, this is the local high that we put in. So even if we come up a little bit higher, as long as we are not breaking this here, we just keep creating in like really baby steps the reversal structure for price to go down, you know, because this is now here a lower high. If we're not managing to break here above this today and getting basically here above the local high that we have put in here a couple days ago, then we are basically opening up the door even a little bit more for price to reverse to the downside with being directly at major resistance. Here, I show it again. Here, major resistance above us here everywhere. Major resistance that we are at, you know, here on the daily chart. I can put it on a weekly chart, doesn't really make a difference here. So, but just that you see here, you know, massive resistance where we at currently. So, and it just doesn't make sense, you know, it makes no sense at all that we immediately would break through this. And as you can see here currently, we are putting in a wick, you know, we are actually getting rejected from there, which is expected, you know, expected to be happening. And then a couple of days into September is where I expect this to break. So here, best case scenario would be, so, and this candle here, this imbalance is still not completely filled. So I think we're going to fill this imbalance completely. And then we are already at $73,600. So that is absolutely enough. Then we come back up here, slowly grinding up, maybe spend a little bit time here below, and then you get a break here above this. So of course it will happen a little bit faster, you know, than what you see here now displayed, you know. So don't take this like one-to-one, how long this is going to take, you know, it's just for visual purposes. This will most likely play out like in that kind of time space, you know, on the 4-hourly chart, not on a daily chart and taking here like 3 weeks, you know, this will happen a little bit faster. And guys, thank you so much, 93 people here. Let's see if we can get to 100. Smash up the like button. Let's show YouTube that we're active here and get some more people in. Yeah, so now I want to see if here momentum is also, this is not super convincing for me yet. Then we are going down from here, losing momentum a little bit. I think the next 4-hourly close, so the upcoming 4-hourly close will give us a really good idea what's happening here. So, and you know, guys, I'm absolutely transparent. I'm still running that short. You know, I'm down here $1,100. I'm still running it, you know, and like I said, I'm gonna add more to that because the liquidation is at $86,000. I don't see us going above $83,000. So I'm willing to add a little bit more to get maybe to $85,000 for my liquidation price, but that's it. You know, then I'm not touching it anymore. It's just to get here a little bit my my entry price average down. So let's see, how much can I add to get here to 85? I can add here another $261. That's not that bad. So that's like another 18%. So that means I can average down here a little bit. Will be on 78,600 or something will be the entry that I have. Something like that. So, but I'm still gonna wait a little bit with that. I want to see the next 4-hourly close before I actually do that. So I wanna refresh here this. So, and then, whoa, Okay, so let's see what Ethereum is actually doing, because I know it went here higher today, but also only slightly, you know, it went slightly higher and still gets also here rejected from the $2,551 level, which is also a key resistance. The same like for Bitcoin, that 80,000, what is it, 600? 80,000, where is it? 80,000. 650, yeah, like 80,650. The same is for Ethereum, 2,551. And this here starts to look like a topping candle for Ethereum. And also here, look, on the daily, bearish divergence now for Ethereum. Here, price made a higher high, RSI did not. So let's see here for Solana, because Solana also went higher. Solana also did not make a new high, but close almost on the daily. Also here, small bearish divergence. Might get bigger later. See here on the 12-hourly chart. 12-hourly chart, way cleaner, that divergence. So the only problem is with higher time frame divergences, they can stay for quite a while there, where price keeps going up, you know, and the divergence basically stays there for a couple of days, and that's basically what we're experiencing right now. You know, price now, not specifically for Bitcoin, because we did not go into a new local high yet, but like for example Solana, Ethereum, they were now into a local high, while Bitcoin did not. And there, these divergences, they can stay there for quite a while before they actually start playing out, but eventually they are playing out. You know, there's no getting around this. So hype is going up. Let me have a look here. Where's hype now? 85. Okay, 85. I was already thinking, oh, maybe it's like 90. So let's see. Hype, and then let's do the daily. Also there, it looks like Solana. There's also bearish divergence. But to be fair, with hype, you cannot always rely on these divergences, because hype sometimes does its own thing, you know, because there's maybe again like a token burn, a buyback, you know, something else happens, what they like pull out of the hat, you know, so, and then it just keeps going regardless what the indicators are saying. So, but I think for hype, it's also soon coming to an end here. So if I take here this top, yeah, so I think $75 is where it will go back to when it pulls back. It's like 15% move to the downside roughly, and I think that will be really healthy, you know. So, and at the same time, look at this, it will basically go into here, that former resistance area, and confirm this as support when it comes down. So that would be really, really healthy for hype to pull back into this. So let me have a look here. Uni not going crazy, Link also not going so crazy. So this is the other thing, you know. So when you look at some of these coins, they did not move like extremely high, while Bitcoin moved to like almost 2% today. Yeah, on the high side it was like a little bit over 2%. You know, Bitcoin moved 2%. And the rest of the market did not massively move because of Bitcoin. You know, in the past, when Bitcoin moved 2%, you had most of the coins running like 5, 6, 7%. You know, you have here a couple of them. You know, you have here 2 coins that are running like that. Whoa, why did so many people drop off here now? Sometimes it's crazy with YouTube. You know, so I have here like, I had earlier 90 people here, now it's 65. You know, I don't know where they all went now. Oh, Rune is performing crazy. So then XRP, also still below that resistance here. Let's see on the daily. Yeah, no new all-time high. I think it was maybe a glitch from YouTube, because a bunch of you dropped off, now they are all back. So I think that there was some glitch in YouTube that happened. I don't think XRP, let me see here. Yeah, it could retest here $1.50 before it rolls over. It would not look too bad for this to be happening, to be honest. So that it can definitely happen here with what I'm seeing. Let's see, short term. I'm not so sure if that can happen before the next 4-hourly close, but it could happen before the daily close. So I don't even think like in the next 4-hourly candle that's coming up now in 20 minutes, it will push to like $1.50. But closer to the daily close, that in the last 4 hours of today, there I could see that. Guys, I'm gonna grab here again something to drink because I ran out already. Okay, I'm back. So sorry, I know I was a little bit loud. Oh, let's go back here to Bitcoin. It's holding steady above $80,400 actually, for now. But look here, 1-hourly candle, that looks also like, again, like a shooting star. Let me show you. I wanna get here a proper one. Kinda. It's not like super beautiful, but you get the picture. Look at this, shooting stars. So this candle here, over there, was a shooting star. Price came a little bit down, then pushed up again. The current candle looks like a shooting star if it closes in 17 minutes as is. So, and then you have, of course, the shooting star candlestick pattern where you have a pump, like here the previous candle, then that shooting star, and then the next candle is a reversal candle to the downside. Basically a bearish engulfing. So because the next 1-hourly candle is definitely topping out here on the stochastic. And look at this, here in the RSI I see a little bit of weakness already. Looks like it wants to roll over here. So guys, it's that time again for today. What coins should I look at? No meme coins, again. No meme coins. And I'm thinking about, should I eat something? Should I not eat something? I did not eat a lot today on purpose because I was traveling so much. So thinking if I should get something or not. Up. Oh, let's actually see. I have here some funny indicators. What was this here? I don't even know anymore. Oh yeah, I know, I remember how to read this. So this here is basically also telling you, this indicator here, look at this. So here's like this green big wave. That's like where the momentum was to push Bitcoin to the upside. And when this is here on the top, it tells you momentum is basically running out again, you know, because, let me try, how can I hide this? This is annoying. No, just want to hide these numbers here. This is stupid. Okay, I can do this like this, better. So you see here, that red inflection point, that is where price turn around. So if I would now use this indicator, that's what I would be looking at here currently, when it starts to flatten out here on the top side again. So that's, for me, useless indicator. I don't need this. It's just looking at this to play around. Yeah, if you go back like 5 minutes, I looked already at Solana. Let's see. No. So where's the other one? Oh, this was a fun one. Let's see what. Only and then continuation. Let's see a higher time frame. 79 and then higher. What do you think, guys? Do you think that indicator is right? That we continue to move up like this? Let me know in the chat. Do you guys think that this is correct? I think it's absolutely not correct. It would basically catch everybody that is holding a short off guard, you know, and liquidate every single short in the market. If that would be happening. But I have a hard time believing that this is like the trajectory. This is crazy. Like, it doesn't matter what time frame I look at this. It doesn't want to show at all that we could potentially go down, which is crazy. So that's why I'm not use indicators like that, you know. Because when they are wrong, they're really wrong, you know, and it will cost you a lot of money. Oh, I can do CRV. I did not look at CRV for a long time. CRV. No, it's not AI. So this indicator is like 3 years old, I think, maybe 4 years old. That was before AI was like a thing, you know. So CRV. CRV also here at resistance. Same W pattern like everywhere else. And sitting at resistance. So ask yourself, you know, so why would you send everything now a little bit higher? Why would you let it go up a little bit higher? Ask yourself that, you know, so because you will find really quick the answer to this, you know. Yeah, so there is the answer already dressed as a question in the chat right now. You know, you send everything a little bit higher to make people believe it goes higher, and some stuff did go a little bit higher, you know, to sucker everybody in, and then you push it down. Yeah, and then you liquidate everybody, you know, because when you are sitting at a resistance level, there's no logical reason, especially when these are weekly and monthly levels, why we should break through this now. You know, where is the momentum coming from? Where's the money coming from to do this? You know, there is no money in the market for this right now. You know, this is just to hype you up, you know, so, and then we are getting rejected from these resistance areas. So that's the exact reason why I did not close any of my shorts yet, you know. So I don't care, I hold this, you know. So once Bitcoin would go past $82,500, then things look different, you know. Then I might have to consider to take here like a loss, and I would lose like 40%, you know, of the account roughly when that happens. So let's say for now, if that happens, not when that happens. We can have a look at winter short, winter mute if they're still shorting. So I'm gonna have a look at this now. Winter mute. See if they still hold their short or if they flip bullish. They're still holding their short, but remember a couple of days ago, they decreased by 50% their positions. But they're still holding the Bitcoin short, and they're only $40,000 underwater. So they are not a lot underwater right now. And look at this. They have also dollar cost average their position here to almost $79,800. This was before at 77 something, you know. So they have also on the way up, they have deployed more money into that position. So they are still massively short. Here only the Doge short is printing. XPL, Monad, Litecoin, ZRO, TRX a little bit. Yeah, and then like stuff you don't really need to count what is currently printing for them. So, but here they have like a 1.12 million unrealized loss right now on Solana, but they're shorted from a good level. You know, 102 was not stupid. That was not a stupid level to short from. And here, Ethereum, they basically shorted exactly today's top, you know. So that, again, a market maker, an institutional player, you know, shorting exactly from these massive weekly resistance levels, they know what they are doing, you know. So it makes mathematically and rationally absolutely sense from an analytical standpoint to short the levels that they have shorted. So, and again, do you want to bet against somebody like this, you know, that has made billions in the last bull market and also in the bear market, you know? So, or do you want to listen, like, I don't know, to some clown on the street, like somebody like Jim Cramer, you know? So I rather look at what a player like Wintermute does, you know, that has made billions of dollars on both sides of the trade than like a news guy like Jim Cramer that has never really traded anything, you know. I forgot how high Sui actually went. Was it not $4 or something? Was like the high for Sui once. I want to look at this quick. Oh, wrong list. I was like, something is wrong here with the list. Am I blind now? Where is it? Is it in green somewhere? Ah, there. I saw it. So I really forgot where the high was for Sui. Oh, here, $5.36, 37-ish. $5.37. Let it be $5.37 where the high was. There, can it go back there? I think it could go back there, to be honest. So, but the first major target here for Sui to the upside is here at $2.78 all the way up there when it gets above this downward sloping trend line. So there's of course levels in between, you know, that it needs to break, like $1.10, you know, and then here up here $1.40, and then again up here $1.70, and then here basically $2, and after $2 it can go quite quickly because there's $2.30 and then there's basically $2.77. So, and when it breaks $2.77, then you're gonna see almost $4, you know, and after $4, I think if we are then like just in the middle of the bull run somewhere, you know, and not like closer to the end, I think Sui can pull a new all-time high. The question is how high, you know, how high will it go? I don't think that Sui will be like a $50 coin, for example, in this bull run. So let's see here, near. I think I need adjust that line here a little bit. But I don't know, it actually will not change anything. No, that line is good as it is. Line is good as it is. So near is above that downward sloping trend line here right now. So in here, remember what I said? I said if it comes down here back to like $1.85, you can start nibbling on that for a position. You know, so we were just there. Now we are from there up 3%. Not crazy. So if you want to open like a near position, you can use like 5-10% of the money that you want to allocate in a position. But then I would sit on this for a little bit and wait, you know, because when Bitcoin turns around, you know, everything goes to shit. You know, you get way better entries. Because I don't think that near goes now and pushes here to $2.10 or like $2.40 and higher than that. So Zcash also pulled back. Look here, it was yesterday and the day before that, exactly, even today a little bit, exactly sitting here on that green box where I said, hey, that is where I would start buying again, you know, on here on the way down. But I think that move down is also not done yet, you know. So if I extend this here a little bit, it might be only going like to 621 in the worst case. But I think like here, these two boxes is what you need to watch, from 766 to 77. And if it goes below that, then from 690 to 620. So basically both boxes is more or less like a 10% move. So and these are like the zones where you want to dollar cost average into a new position for Zcash. Honestly, I know that a bunch of people trading H-bar, I'm personally, I don't see what they are seeing, you know, in H-bar. So yeah, it is volatile. You can make there like for day trade some money on this, you know, but like I don't see any utility anymore for H-bar, you know, like that was like 4 years ago in the last bull run, you know, it's gone. So let me check this here quick. So yeah, so now I just checked something. So now other people start to come out and saying like, oh, correction soon, correction soon. I just saw it. So let's see what's going on here. Where is that? Yeah. This cat here, one of the cats always wants to play all the time. So let's see. H-bar. That looks also like, I think there's like a scam pump still in this, you know. So I could see here that wicks here one more time up before it comes down. Because the stochastic is sitting here really, really funny in that way, you know. So it can go here both ways. That it just snaps here one more time up or immediately takes a dump. So let's see what the shorter time frames are saying. 4 hourly looks perfect for like a long. What are you guys doing there? 1 hourly, not so much. 12 hourly, also not so much. Yeah, and also 30-minute, not so much. Yeah, so I would stay away. I would definitely not long this right now. So that's just still dumpling around there. Yeah, no, I get that, you know, like when I think it was in 2023. Yeah, that was in 2023. I wished I would have caught like this big XRP pump, you know, where it went up like $1, you know, like in an afternoon. So and you know what is funny? I would have caught that trade if I would have not went outside to walk my dog. You know, so I just went outside with a friend walking my dog and looked at my phone because all the alerts went off and then it pumped like crazy and I missed that whole candle. And I just looked at this before I left the house, you know, at XRP. I was like, oh, should I set the trade? Should I not set the trade? Looks like it wants to move a little bit, and like it moved a whole dollar. So let's actually see also what did the ETFs do here yesterday? Did they had again positive inflows? Because that will be also like a tell when we're maybe seeing here a turnaround, when we get like the first day of negative inflows. Oh yeah, yesterday they were again positive. I'm gonna show it to you guys here. 3,000 Bitcoin. No, basically only Grayscale sold, nobody else sold. And if somebody did something, they were just buying more. So I also looked earlier already on the funding rates. There was also nothing crazy happening. See liquidations, 24 hours, 100. million shorts. Oh, here. I don't know, that's total liquidations. 300. Let's see, only for Bitcoin. Is that all? Only Bitcoin. Oh, look at this. Here, 75, almost 76% of all the liquidations were shorts across all markets. So that move that we just have seen here to 80,000, what was it, $700 or something like that? 800, yeah, almost 800. That might have been just a liquidity hunt, you know? Might have been just a liquidity hunt. A last move here to squeeze a little bit money, you know, so out of people that try to short here. Not with me. Not with me. Oh, there's the new 4-hourly candle. So let's see, what's the 1-hourly chart doing here right now? I think in like 15 minutes-ish, we're gonna have a really, really good idea if we are moving here higher or coming finally down. Oh, and by the way, while this was all unfolding, I basically only saw when my planes were landing, because I had to take multiple planes today. Every time when I land, I checked the chart, and every time Bitcoin was a little bit higher, I still slept like a baby on every single flight that I had. Couldn't care less. That little leg up today happened already, you know, so yes, we could see a little bit more of a push, you know, still, but there's not much left, you know. There's not much left. Oh, that's another, I did not do this in a long time actually. Let's see, what does the volume tell us? Where's the volume at? But here on the daily. Sorry. Also here, decreasing volume. So that pump here today had less volume than here that reversal candle from yesterday. It's also not a really good sign. There's overall, see here, there's also like a divergence in volume while price is going higher. Also a warning sign. So what you want to see eventually, if there would be like a sustained continuation to the upside, you want to see another big candle here on the volume histogram that is going above this line. So if that's not happening, and now volume maybe here moves around a little bit like this, you know, while price maybe goes a little bit higher, eventually it will just roll over and you get here red volume candles, and then the spike is not actually a green spike above that line, but it will be a red spike, and the price will just take a dump at the same time. So let's get rid here again of the volume. So guys, again, in the chat, if you want some coins, let me know. No meme coins. Anything else, you can post there. Any crypto coins. And I'm going to have a look at this. Because I have still like roughly a little bit more than an hour before I have to be somewhere else. Oh, there's one 24/7 open? That's good. I didn't know. Oh, that is that one where I have to put money in to get something, but that I could also potentially do. You know, my scooter, because I drive here all the time around with a scooter, It's like, I'm like, last time when I drove with it back to the house, I had only like 1 bar left, you know, in terms of fuel. And then I drove with it again, and I had 2 bars again. So, but I know it's like, it's really close that I have to go like to the gas station with it. So I'm figuring out if I do this still today or if I do this tomorrow at some point. If we close, so for invalidating that, we need to get not only $82,000, we need to close a daily close above that. So, and unless that's not happening, nothing really changes here. Let's see a 5-minute chart. Yeah. So I also want to look at this quick. Let's see what's happening here. Let's see if we find something that fueled a little bit that move of today. No. And it's getting for me a little bit cold. I have to change the AC. You know, that's like the only bad thing here on the island. When it rains a little bit, you have normally always the AC running, you know, because it's always so hot here. No, but let it rain a little bit and the temperature comes down, then you start sometimes to freeze, you know, with the AC. And then you want to turn it sometimes off. So again, guys, if you want some other coins, let me know. I will go quick, take a leak here. And then when I come back, we can look at some other coins. And yeah, Bitcoin turning around here a little bit now. Found something really nice, which I did not have in a long time. Yeah, I'm gonna look at it. Lido and Uniswap. So first, I think I have a mosquito bite again here. Let's see. No, I'm good. I'm good. So I don't think that this small move to the downside would be now the beginning of the dump, you know. So just to tell you this immediately, if somebody was thinking about this. So let me have a look quick here. Lido and Uniswap. Uniswap was doing today not too shabby. Up. So. And here also, it went exactly into that underlying support that I showed you the other day. So now to the upside. Here, there's the resistance. So on the way down, so once Bitcoin really, really turns around, that box will not hold. It will not hold. Bitcoin will, Uni will come lower. I think it will go here to 368 on the way down. But if you're looking at to build a position, just dollar cost average all the way down from $4.20 to $3.68, 65. So then let's have a look at Lido. So and yeah, it looks like that here today, tomorrow, that might be the last final push for Uniswap before this rolls over. See on the 4-hourly, yeah, that looks done. It can scam pump above that resistance slightly, but I think it will turn around then. Lido should have had a good day because of Ethereum, but doesn't look too crazy. So here also, I don't think it goes much higher. And I think when the market turns around, it will also go below that green box here. So it stops here now at 33 cents, which is basically 10% below current price. But I think here, there's another level. I think that's where it stops, at like 31, basically $32, and then slightly below that, 30 cents. So when this turns around, I think it will come here, there, and then do this. Let's see a 4-hourly. Yeah, looks like Uniswap, you know, looks also like toast. So anything else, guys? I'm gonna snack a little bit. You know, what I really love here to eat, because it's super healthy and there's nothing really bad, and I normally mix it in my breakfast. Here, these walnuts, they are so good. And I found them here in my shelf from last year, from my last villa. So yummy. I'm gonna snack on them because I'm not like really in the mood to order like something proper, you know. So and then I have to look again, what do I want to eat, you know. So do I want something spicy, you know, and I don't want to eat like shit like pizza or something like that. I rather eat some walnuts because they're healthy and so yummy. I just remember, sorry guys. I just remembered something else where we have a long time not looked at. Where was that? Was it also on CoinClass? Yeah. So here, the altcoin heat map, RSI heat map, where you can see what's overbought, what's not overbought. A long time that we had a look at that. So Solana is not overbought. On the 4-hourly. Let's see on the daily. What's here overbought on the daily? Wow. There's a lot. Bitcoin, Solana, here, BAT, BYBIT, MicroStrategy, Ethereum, ENA, XRP, Ripple, Monero, Tau. Basically, the majority of like the big coins, they are all in overbought territory. There's only a few here down here. They're considered to be like in a buy zone. And they mix it with stocks. Because I see so many stocks in there like eBay, Google, Cat. They should have left this out. Wait, all? Oh, okay. Yeah, and Tropic also, funny. Yeah, so, but here you see also, and also like the market is getting a little bit overheated in general across the board, which is not a bad thing, you know. So yeah, I can have a look here again at Sui quick. So we. Yeah. So here, I said this earlier when I looked at this. Sui will go nowhere until it breaks this downward sloping trend line. That's the most important line for Sui. Only if it breaks, it will start sending to the upside. And it will most likely here, look at this. Previous day, following day, previous day broke above this, following day, straight to almost $1. And I expect something similar happening here again when a daily candle gets above this here and closes, and then the next candle shoots again like this to the upside. Could be also in like 2 daily candles separately, but it will be really, really fast again. So I think it's soon time to add a little bit more money to my short. We're still going to wait a little bit because I want to see in which direction the current daily candle is more tilting to, because with the shooting stars, like the previous candle, if you had a pump candle before the shooting star and the next candle starts out in green, this can also be a continuation pattern. So if the current 1 hourly candle is not soon getting rejected here from that resistance and starts to print a red candle to the downside, it might go a little bit higher first. Doesn't have to go a lot higher. Could be like $300-400. Well, exactly for that reason, I still want to wait a little bit. Before I do here make any changes. So, but I want to definitely look at this quickly. How we add it. Yeah, you see that and tries to make a move. Let's see, 5 minutes. So, and see here where it's coming from. It's a 5-minute chart. And a little bit the 15, but mainly the 5 minute. Where it's coming from. No, come on. Oh, better. Much better, but a little bit better. So, let's put on here. What is it? Just want to say, am I blind? Now these lower time frame EMA ribbons start to look better, which is not good when you are short. You want them to look worse. They start to look better. Let's see on the 1 minute. There we're looking better. So you want to see that here price action starts to look like this all the way up to the 1 hourly chart with the EMA ribbon. Then you know the flippening is coming soon. But for now, Bitcoin really wants to hold here like $80,400 because of that resistance level. Because if it can stay there, it will definitely push here closer to 81 at some point today. So, and what's also really nice is I don't have to fly so much anymore. I had now to wait like 2 months and I have to go the next time again in 2 months. So and then that was the last time that I have to fly, here around like this. Luckily, I'm so happy that that is over. So let's see. It's not like they're not like flying, you know. So, but it's like the time that I'm wasting, you know, like a whole day wasted for going back and forth where I have to go. I would rather sit here, you know, so and make content and make money. Because while I'm like on a plane, obviously I cannot do that because the planes here, like the domestic ones, they have no Wi-Fi. There's no Starlink in it. Now, on the other hand, maybe I should just get one and use it on the plane. Would be funny to see if that works. Actually, let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Finding out now if I can take it with me on the plane. Starlink. Okay, it will not work because of the anti-lightning protection of the plane. You know, because it's like a Faraday cage, and it will not let basically any signal, you know, get out. So if I would bring a Starlink on the plane, you know, it will not work. Was a nice idea, but computer says no. You cannot do this. Too bad. So, let's have a look at this quickly. Here's something happen. Oh, where is that? Huh. Oh yeah, here. So, let's see. Okay, there's nothing. Huh. Okay. Okay. Guys, any other coins in the meantime that I should be looking at? Let's see. I don't know in the current subscription. Can I look 30 seconds chart? I don't know. To have another subscription for that. It's also sometimes funny when you look like at like a 5 second or 10 second chart. Trust me, it will make you crazy if you try to trade like that, you know. So, and I know some people that can trade like on these second charts, you know, which would make me absolutely insane. Okay, soon I have an excuse to go because I'm running low on stuff that I can drink. So I have to go then to a 7-Eleven to get some new stuff. Oh, not too shabby. To be honest, what I'm seeing here. No. No. Let's see. Liquidation levels. Nothing. Nothing has really changed just yet. Yeah, but I drink only zero. I guarantee you, if you drink for 30 days normal Coke and then 30 days Coke Zero, whatever you gained, like in kilos, with the normal Coke, you're gonna lose that and a little bit more by drinking Coke Zero. That's why I drink so much Coke Zero, because there's absolutely no sugar in it. There's some other little bit, I would not say dramatically like super unhealthy stuff in it, but it's definitely way, way healthier than like normal sugary drinks. Yeah, it's not only like next cola. I gonna buy a bunch then again when I go. And at the same time, I think I also get some fuel for some gas for my scooter. Yeah, Ethereum still doesn't look here much better. But Solana was earlier. Oh, Sui is trying to make a move here. Interesting. Interesting. Sui tries to make a move. Let's see where's Solana now. Was that? I think Solana will hit here like 110 today. So let me show you why. 112 even. Here. Support, deviation below support, pump, and then it went here to that swing high of $252 last run in September. So that would be like another 3%, I think, from current price. Yeah, almost 4%. So it looks like Solana is going for another 4% here before it wants to turn around. So, but it makes a lot of sense, when you think about this, so all coins, or the majority of coins that did not make like a new high since Bitcoin made a new high, like locally over the last 7 days, is going now for one. And then they're running out of steam, There's no reason and nothing in the chart telling you that they should move immediately higher. And that is just, for me, another indication that the whole market is ready to turn around. Because this stupid mosquito bites all the time. It happens every single time, every single time you see it playing out like that. Especially when everything looks like so aligned, across the board. So I can do this. Now the question is, oh wow. I just saw the guy that was the voice of Transformers for Optimus Prime. He died today. Crazy. So what is this here? Yeah, no. Binance. Huh. And there Solana gets already rejected from 108. So but it's more like, for me it's like 107-ish, I would say. Where is he this getting rejected from? You could argue here like 107.50-ish. So this here is basically the same resistance that you see on Bitcoin right now. Here, not on this one, here, over there. Same thing, just on Solana. So difference is, I think Solana can push into that area, while Bitcoin will not. And also Ethereum starts here to pull back more and more. If you could see what I see, what's going on here on YouTube, it's crazy. You know, I have every other minute, like every, I would say like 5-6 minutes, there's like 10-20 people dropping off and then they're coming back. It's really strange. Cannot make out why that is. So, okay, so I know now, no Starlink on a plane, unfortunately. Would have been too good to be true if that would have worked. So let's see here what's going on. Now here's our chart. Lower time frames. Are we rolling over? Oh, that looks already like a first early indication, but it's a little bit too early. Let's see what the 5-minute chart says here. The 5-minute chart says no. For now, let's see. Doesn't look too bad, but what about here? Oh, the 30-minute chart. The 30-minute chart looks like it wants to roll over. The problem is how low. Because the 1 hourly is still technically the 1 hourly goes here strong besides the RSI. But yeah, 4 hourly with that candle does not look good. So I have to take a leak again. That happens when you drink like 4 Coke in like 30 minutes. Okay. And there you see that 4 hourly candle starts to pull back more and more. That's why I said it looks ugly. So, and then something else that we should also not forget here, just while I was walking away, I remembered about this. In a little bit more than 2 weeks, we have the Clarity Act coming up to be voted on, and I think that will be really, really bullish. And I think that will also be where you see a move for Bitcoin above 85, potentially even going to $90,000 when the Clarity Act gets through. And I think that I have to look up now. Just after, is it not just after that? Oh, that is funny. So get this. The Clarity Act and the FOMC meeting are basically on the same day. So that sounds to me like the perfect storm, and also for like a lot of volatility around that. So that will be really interesting in 2 weeks what's happening with this. Let me see. I have to check really quickly on a friend. I cannot see when he was last time online. I hate when people hide when they were last time online, when I need to see it, to see if they are like still around or doing something else, because he's also living here in the country, so it's for him also late. Oh, Tao, yeah, I can have a look at Tao. Let's go here, Solana. I forgot I don't have it on my list. I have to do it like this, Tau. And here, BYBIT. Oh wow, Tau made a move today. But the problem that I have with this is I think it's going to retrace. So when Bitcoin turns around and everything else turns then with it, it will also turn. So the only good thing is it will then go here to this level, to like 224. So that's like a 10% move that it's gonna pull back. Here, not even. It's like a 7% move. So I know Tau can be more volatile in terms of pullbacks, you know, when Bitcoin takes a shit. But because it broke now this multi-month downward sloping trend line with like a solid break, I think it will not go that much below that trend line here. And then also just slightly below this is now massive, massive support, you know, at 217, which is like another 2% away from that level. So I think this is a good level to target with the trend line together here from 235 to 224, where you want to build a position or add to a position. So, but otherwise, yeah, I would not long this now, because again, resistance, exactly sitting at a resistance. Like many, many other coins across the board. So, but once it did its small pullback, then look here, next target. To go here to the neckline of that bigger W pattern. So first this one here, but then the full W pattern neckline is up here. And I think that Tau will go there. So it's $334. So, and if you measure this, let's say even from the middle, $235. Let's say that's like your average price that you have. That's like a 42% move. And it will happen quick. I don't think you need to wait a long time for that. Oh, good. Yeah. So I think like here, 334, I would say like end of next month, you know, latest end of next month, maybe faster. Like 40% is not insane. So Bitcoin's still like just dabbling around here. Oh, we're getting now again a 15-minute candle close in 4 minutes. What is your 5 minutes doing now? I think we're gonna see here a small pop. When I look at the 5-minute chart. What is that? Again, I'm not looking at meme coins like CashBack and Ponds, you know, like I'm not interested in meme coins at all. I only lost money on meme coins, that's why I'm not trading them. Every single time. Okay. Oh. Sorry, like, who's that? Ba, 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 ba. No, it's fine. Trust me, I go on a regular basis to clinics and get checked everything. I'm fine. There's worse things that you can put in your body than that. Way worse things, like energy drinks. And trust me, I'm like the most alternative guy, one of them that you're gonna find out there with a lot of things, you know. Like, for example, when I'm sick, I'm not going like to the doctor, you know, because most of the time I know what I have and I treat it myself, you know. And if I need something from the pharmacy, I just go and buy it like without any prescription, you know, because most of the stuff I get without prescription. Unless I'm like really half dying in my bed, you know, so I'm not going to a doctor anymore. So should I look at any other coins, guys? Let me know. So, what was I just? Full moon. Yeah, actually, full moon. Funny. Let's look at where do I have like a daily chart here? Let's look at moon phases. No, I usually don't get sick from what I eat or what I drink. I get like, anyway, only sick like once or twice per year, you know, so really rare is when I get sick. So it's fine. No, I'm not really worried about this. So we have a full moon, so yeah, nice. Usually reversal on a full moon. Yeah, let it go down. Yeah. Not bad. Not bad that we have like a full moon coming up. And the other nice thing is if there's tomorrow a full moon, I will go to the beach in the evening and walk there. Because normally from the beach here you can see the moon really, really nicely. So instead of going like around sunset, I go then at night. I might even go later still, because I'm now. That's the bad thing, you know. When I'm traveling and I sleep so much on the plane, I'm not tired anymore. You know, so you mess around with your sleeping schedule, you know, with like the stupid traveling, and then I need like 3 days to go back to normal. So I have that. Oh, that's like, wait, guys, I have to look at something really quickly, so I have to move this. So, but this takes only a second. See on my main screen. Okay, that's good. So now I can come back here. So now I can go. For everything else, I have an app to do that. This is still, for me, unbelievable. Oh, wait a second. Oh, no. Yeah, that doesn't. Thought I saw something that could help me, but it cannot help me. Right now, I'm in Asia. Oh, nice. So this is 87, 140. 87. Yeah, so it's not, yeah, that's not that bad. Oh, yeah, that is. It's funny that happened. So, I need Bitcoin to go below the EMA ribbon on a 5 minutes chart to start slowly flipping here. That's what we need to see. And then, yeah. So to be honest, here on the daily chart, this candle for Ethereum starts looking like a topping candle. So I will need to wait for tomorrow with the daily open to see if it gets confirmed or not. Stupid Bitcoin. The only thing that I like about Bitcoin right now is that it struggles to get above $80,400 to properly stay above that, because of that big resistance. So, but we should look at the order book. So let me see if I find this thing again where I was looking at the order book. No. What was it again? This was So did I find this here? I found this in there. So it was that side. Yeah, so I only want to look at Bitcoin. So, and let's see, was this here now paired again or not? Oh, that's why. Okay. I always have to get used to this when I look at this, because I'm so used to the other side that I was using before, then my eyes, they need to orientate themselves a little bit on this one here first. So here I'm gonna explain you quickly how you read the order book. So here, this is the order book on this side here. And you see here, totally to the right, these are like the total amount of Bitcoins that are between the current price, which is down here, and like then here to like 450. So between current price and 460, there's 1,600, almost 1,700 Bitcoin. And that's why Bitcoin is not going higher, because there's so much resistance. So, but you see also there's more and more buy orders getting stacked up here below the price, you know. So that's why price looks a little bit stuck, because both sides are fighting here and stacking more and more coins on both ends of that level. So the order book is telling us why we are not really going higher right now, but also not really going down, because they're fighting there like crazy. And this is the price on Binance. So this Binance is higher already than here on BYBIT. So that's coming back down. I still want to find like something better. That there must be something better than this. So let's see. Nah, that's not nice. So what is this? I'm gonna find alternatives to what I had before. This is also not ugly. Oh, maybe this. Let's see. Is this nice to look at? Maybe I found something nice that I can use, but it's loading right now. In the meantime, guys, if you want any other coins, let me know. Still here a little bit. Oof, this loads like forever. So maybe not the best. Let's see, can I do this maybe here? No, this is also useless. Oh, this is already much better, but I need this. There Bitcoin. Let's see, 50. No. Also useless. It's crazy. Like this website that I had in the past was so good to read the order book, you know, and Kraken bought it 10 years ago, and now I don't know what they did with it, but like the website is gone, you know, even though Kraken owned it, and they did not like integrate this in Kraken. I think I think they did, but only in Kraken Pro, and I think it's like you have to pay for it now to read the order book there. Oh, this looks not bad. Maybe I've found now something that I like. Yes. That looks much better. So now what I want is then, let's see, oh, this is price grouped. Okay, so then I want to go by 50 or even like by $100 now. Let's see, by 500. Yeah, so I definitely, yeah, I found finally something that I like. That took a while, man. But that is not so much. That can actually not be true. That's like that little there. There should be way more. So look at this. So this, I don't like the color, to be honest, but maybe I can even that change if I wanted to. But what I like here is that I have here the order book, combined order book, and I can group here the dollar amount the same way that I could do that with the other website before. So in here you see I have like in $100 steps, you know, every $100, and you see how much Bitcoin is like on each $100 level. Here from 400 all the way up to 900, there's like 30 Bitcoin in total. So which is not crazy. And this is like here just on BitMEX, you know, here's like BitMEX and Binance mixed. So the only thing what I don't like is it's like mixed, you know, so if I want to separate that, I can do that. I have to figure out how. So here, sex. No, not like that. I think I'm gonna look later a little bit more into this, but this year that looks promising. I was already about like to vibe code the website that that was out there before, you know, which was really, really nice to look at. Yeah, Monero. Okay, let me go quick again, take a leak, then I look at Monero. Okay. So let me have a look at Monero. Monero, to be honest, will be one of the coins that will do really, really well in this bull run because of all these stupid Mika bullshit in Europe, you know, and potentially this spilling over sooner or later in other countries, you know, not in the US, but into other countries where they might adopt that too, you know. So then like a coin like Monero will be really, really attractive for people to move money around if they cannot use like stable coins anymore. So let's have a look here. Tau, then XMR. So let's see, BYBIT. Oh wow, also trying to break the last level of that bigger W pattern. Look at this here. So if this gets here above $400.66, which it retested, it will send straight into the golden ratio. Straight away. I would say if we had a daily candle close above this, absolute maximum a week, and Monero will be up here. It might happen really quick, like 2, 3, 4 days that it gets there, but I think maximum a week. So and that would be like, yeah, so like a 26% move, yeah, Monero can do this in like 2, 3 days. It's not crazy. So, but where is the target of the W? So, target for the W, 656. So from current price, what is this? It's like 40%. Yeah, almost. 38%. Yeah, Zcash too. But I talked about Zcash earlier already. Yeah, so once that W breaks, 40% roughly is that target to the upside for Monero. That's where I see it is heading. And if it pulls back, there's not many levels where it can pull back to. So it's like here, the underlying support down here at 421, which is like 10. And then here, like 390. So which is like 15%, roughly 16%. So like 10 to 16% to the downside. It gets rejected from here and goes down with the rest of the market. But when it comes then and consolidates here and comes back up, it's going to ascend. I like Asia much better than the USA. Like I was in the USA not a long time ago. It's so fucking expensive there now, you know. So and not nice anymore, you know. So I was sometimes afraid to walk around there, you know. And I was like in a normal area. So like the US is like so dangerous because everybody can have a gun, you know, and in many states just run around with it and have it like under a hoodie. And if you only need to look at Twitter, you know, there are people getting shot for no reason. You know, there's like, I saw a video of a woman going like to like, to a small mini mart. She did nothing. She only wanted to go into the mini mart. She did not speak with that guy, nothing. The first guy goes inside that was with her. She goes in then while the other guy comes out and that guy just shoots her in the head. You know, like for no reason and walks away and like nothing happened, you know. You can only see that like in the US, you know, this is like crazy, you know. So I don't want to put my life at risk, you know, or higher security just to live in the US, you know. So if I would actually, which will happen eventually at some point, spend a couple of months every year in the US in one go, I will most likely have a fenced off property with like a lot of no trespassing trespassing signs. And when I actually leave then the area where I'm living, then I will have like security with me, you know, so I will not walk around alone, you know, especially not after dark, you know, because it's just too crazy there. So unless that gets like completely cleaned up in a way that that I would feel safe there again, like I did before, no. So and that's the other crazy part, you know. After I came back I was not there like for like 9 years or something in the US. When I came back there, I went to Vegas for. I was just there with my friends actually. So there was nothing. There was no. Spring break. That was the occasion. So we were there for spring break. In 2017, first night that we are there, somebody tries to rob the Bellagio. Let me actually find this. With guns, and they got shot, like one got shot, I think, in the store already, or by just trying to leave the store, the jewelry store, and the other two, I know that one got shot in the parking garage, the other one made it out of the garage and got then shot. Robbery. Let me see here. Yeah, I found it when I was there. Let me see, is there still a date on it? No, this was later. That was around COVID. Oh no, so there it's written. So there were two, yeah. So there you can see that this was around when I was there. So there. So I'm gonna show it to you. Then you see this not like something I just like pulled off.
Latest on that brazen robbery.
Pulled out of my hair, you know. So because how should I know that, you know? So if I was not there. So here there were 2 robberies at Bellagio in 2017. In March, 3 men in animal masks used sledgehammers to smash their way into a luxury jewelry store before at least one of those suspects were like caught. So and the other 2 were shot, you know. So yeah, and then in November again. So but here in November he got away, you know. So and then when you look inside the Bellagio, Las Vegas, I can show you like where the store is. Let me see, lobby. So stupid, you know. I don't know what people sometimes think, you know, when they think like they can walk in one of the most iconic hotels in the world, you know, that has like a shit ton of security, and rob the jewelry store that's basically in the lobby, you know. Like, I don't get it. So it's, can you see from here? No. So I need to find like a proper picture where you can see it. No, this reception side. No, I need the other side. No. Let me see here. But yeah, no, it's exactly facing the side that I don't need. I need exactly the other side of it. Yeah, I'm still not there. Let me see here. Jewelry store. Is this the right side facing it? No. Crazy when I want to show it just for once. Oh wait, here's like a small video. Maybe there you can see it. Whoop. Let me see. Oh yeah, here. So here, look there. There's Cartier. So they robbed the Cartier on the other side, on the opposite side from the reception. And you see there where the people are walking, you know, that's where you walk. That's where you walk outside. In that direction. Like, how retarded do you have to be, you know, to do that, you know? Especially when like the security at the Bellagio potentially also has like guns, you know. So because when that happened, I was on the other side of the street. Here with like, I always forget the name of it. That Eiffel Tower here, you know, so in Vegas. So I was in that, there's like a hotel, you know, connected to this. So I was in the Eiffel Tower here because on the top of the Eiffel Tower is like a bar, you know, so and there's like, it's like club-ish, you know. So and I was there with my friends, we were partying. And you see here, directly on the other side, you see the Bellagio, you know. So, and then I was like, okay, I just walk back, you know. So it was like 3 a.m. or something. I want to walk back to the Bellagio. Everything is like closed off, you know. Everything is like blocked by police, you know. And everywhere police cars, you know. I'm like, what is going on, you know? And then I thought like already, oh, somebody got shot or something, you know. And then they were like, no, like it's still going on. You cannot go into the hotel. I was like, I want to fucking sleep, you know. I want to go to my room, you know. How can you not let me into the hotel where I'm sleeping? Should I sleep here on the street, you know? And then I had to wait like 30 minutes before I could finally get back into the hotel while I was so tired, you know, from like partying the whole night with my friends, you know. And then I left and I was like the last man. I think I was, no, it was a friend with me. Yeah, it was a friend with me when we went, you know. So and we are both like, yeah, fuck, how do we get now into the hotel, you know, when they're like, no, it's like a crime scene now. And then when we walked in later, when they let us back in, we saw like all the shattered glass, you know, from Cartier. From like the show, like the showcase vitrines, you know, inside Cartier that they had and everything, you know. So and then in I think the next day, I think it was the next day. It was not my birthday weekend. Yeah, it was the next day. The next day was like a SWAT unit, not in the Bellagio, but like in the area hotel, because there was a hostage situation. So, and I still have like a picture how I walk from the Bellagio, from the other hotel that's like next to the area that is connected to the Bellagio through a bridge. So, and I walk over this bridge and I look like, and it's like a glass-on bridge. So, and I look like outside, out of that glass-on bridge, and you see basically the backyard of the Bellagio, and it was full with SWAT cars and like people in like military uniform and shit like that, all getting ready to like basically go into the area and like finish that hostage situation. And in the end, they gave the guy a headshot. You know, so and that happened the same weekend. You know, like the first night somebody tried, like 3 people tried to rob the Bellagio. The next day there's a hostage situation, like literally 12 hours later when I come from a pool party, you know. And they did not want to let us cross the bridge for like an hour. So that 50-minute candle now might be important, how that closes. Because if that turns a little bit more red and stays below $80,400, I think we're going to start going down here a little bit. Because the stochastic here on the 30-minute doesn't look good here. And on the 1 hourly also, there's some weakness in it. Also in price, I see weakness a little bit. So the lower time frames might soon roll over a little bit, slightly. But guys, I think I'm gonna run for now because I have something to do in 15 minutes. Have to be somewhere else. But yeah, thank you again so much for everyone that was here and tuned in and stuck around here. I will be back tomorrow. Don't forget, smash up the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and don't get liquidated. Bye bye.